Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Morgan and I am going to be showing you some cruise essentials that you're going to want to take with you on your next cruise vacation. I know there's a million videos out there like this, so this is not an original concept. However, this is current and updated in 2023, so you can see what I'm bringing on this year's cruise and what I had experience with in my last year's cruise, just to have a refresh of some things that you should be bringing along. If this is your first cruise, some of these might not make sense right now, but if you just pack them or think about packing them, it'll make sense after your cruise, I promise. So some of these are gonna seem like no-brainers, some of them may be shocking. Again, not a new concept of a video, I know, but just wanted to give my perspective and my overview. So we're gonna jump in. All right, so number one of the first essentials that I think are important is a hand soap, a pump hand soap. This one is from the Dollar Tree. It is not, high quality, some type of cool scent or anything, but just something that you can pump. It does have moisturizing in it as well, and it just cleans your hands, in my opinion, a little bit better than the bar soap that is usually given to you at hotels or at cruise ships. I also pack a hand soap with me when we go just stay at hotels because, again, I just do not like bar soap. I don't feel like it cleans your hands, and when you're on a cruise ship especially, you're gonna want to be very hygienic, and so I think a hand soap is definitely something that you're gonna wanna pack. And if you pack one that's inexpensive, it's not gonna be the end of the world if you have to leave it behind, if you can't end up fitting it in your bag. You can throw it away at the end, but this is just something that I definitely recommend bringing along on your trip. Second tip that I have to bring are some little laundry detergent packs that you can do some hand washing in if needed. So these are from Amazon. It's a 3-pack of Tide hand wash and sink packets. So you can buy these on Amazon for your next trip. I don't believe that just sticking a Tide pod in the sink would be the best idea, so this is probably a little bit more controlled. It's just in an easy little packet. You might not need to send off some clothes to do laundry. Most cruise ships don't have a laundrette or a laundry station for you to use. You can pay to have them sent off, which you might have to end up doing, but just if you need to wash like a few things in a pinch, I would rather just have this and do it in the sink or shower or something like that, and then just hang it to dry. That brings me to my third essential that I recommend bringing, and that is a hanging laundry rack, I guess you could call it. So it looks like this. It's a bungee cord with clips on the end. So you can clip this in your stateroom or in your bathroom, and then they have little clips on the end so you can hang up things to dry that you washed in the sink, or you can hang up wet swimsuits or wet clothes or things like that that have gotten wet on port or at the pool or something, just so they can dry a little bit easier and they're out of the way. So this again is on Amazon. You can just type in, hanging laundry line, and I'm sure you'll find a plethora of options. Very inexpensive, and we'll be bringing this on our trip next week. Number 4, so my fourth essential that I recommend you bring are magnetic clips. So as you can see, these are brand new. We have not brought magnets in the past, but if you watch any other cruise essential video, they're going to talk to you about magnetic clips or magnets to hang on the wall, because ship walls in the cabins are metal, they're magnetic, so why not utilize that space? These are both from the Dollar Tree. They're not gonna hold up that much, I can't imagine, but just if you wanna hang a hat, I'm sure that would work. And then these have a little clip so you can hang up any papers or tickets, shore excursion tickets, the cruise compass, etc. So these are both just $1 a piece, so we're gonna try them out. But that is what I've been told from every other YouTube video that I've seen, is to bring some magnetic clips. So we're gonna bring these along next week as well. All right, the fifth item that I would recommend you pack on your next trip is some sort of seasickness solution. So I have personally never been seasick on a cruise ship before, and I am prone to motion sickness, so hopefully that tells you something. But I do tend to bring them if we're going on like boats, like we've been sailing, or if we go on a little catamaran and things like that. I do utilize these things, but luckily we have not experienced major motion sickness on a cruise ship before. My mom certainly has. I know other people have. You know, certain routes can get a little bit rockier or certain times of the year and things like that. So I would rather be prepared than be in a pickle and you wish that you had brought something. So I have heard that this current itinerary that we're doing in a week, and this climate and things like that, can bring on seasickness or motion sickness. So I am going to be prepared. Typically, what I've brought in the past are sea bands, which I've had for years. I got them, I believe, at Target. They've been around for a while, but they're little wristbands, and they have a little knob at the top for a little pressure point on your wrist. So this should help with seasickness. Again, I've worn them many times on like ferries in Greece because I was so nervous that I was going to get seasick on the ferry, and so I wore these. So I haven't felt anything once I've worn them, so they must work. But this time we're also going to bring Dramamine, or you can get Bonine or Bonine or whatever. They come in like a little travel vial as well, so you can get that. This is a less drowsy. I'm sure there's one that's non-drowsy. I think Bonine is non-drowsy, but we'll be bringing this as well. And then also these little stomach settle, and they're little ginger chews, mint ginger chews. My husband, I feel like, would more likely take this than Dramamine. So this is just another solution for like nausea, upset stomach kind of thing. So we're going to be bringing some of these as well. All right, the sixth item is Downy Wrinkle Release Spray. So this pack is from Amazon. It's a 2-pack. I also saw that they sell this at Target in the travel toiletry section, but it was a pretty good deal for 2, so we're gonna bring 2. You're not allowed to bring irons or steamers onto cruise ships because they're fire hazards and things like that. So we will be bringing Downy Wrinkle Release Spray. I have used it in the past. It seems to work okay. It's not gonna iron like an iron, but you know, it's a good enough solution for what we can do on a cruise ship. You can also stick things in the shower with you when you have a hot shower, and the steam can help release things as well. But I recommend unpacking when you get there, hanging things up, and then spritzing this, you know, use as directed to just kind of help those wrinkles subside a little. So that is another item. All right, the next item is the waterproof phone cases. So as you can see, again, this is brand new, so I've never used this one, but I have seen a lot of other people recommend these for other types of trips. We are going to be doing snorkeling, and we're going to be kayaking, we're going to be on a catamaran, so we're going to be doing things like that. And I just wanted something, if anything, to just put in my bag, in a beach bag, so that my phone's protected. But this is what they look like. They're really thin. You just can open them up, like unlock them, unlock the water seal, put your phone in there. You can still take pictures, so you can still use the touch screen and everything like that. I don't think the picture quality probably is as great as it not being in the case, but I mean, you can still keep it underwater, which is the benefit. It also has a strap, so you can look like a tacky tourist with it around your neck, but you know, just, you don't want to lose it. Might be good for kids or something like that, but we're going to be bringing these along. This was a 2-pack on Amazon, very inexpensive, and we're going to be bringing them along next week on our cruise. All right, next item we have is a little, I don't want to call it emergency kit because it's not really used for emergencies, but just a little medical kit, I guess you could say. I don't know where I got these little zippered cases from, but I'm sure they're all over Amazon. I'm sure you can find them yourself, but this is what I keep mine in. I keep this packed for every trip we do, so whether I'm flying or we're going on a road trip or we're cruising or whatever, I always have this packed in my carry-on or backpack or purse or something because it's very small and compact. And in there, I have several things that can be very useful and that I might reach for more often than you'd think. So we've got a little wet wipe in there. We've got eye drops. I have a mask. I've got 2 tampons, a makeup wipe, a chapstick, some Band-Aids, a hair tie, Q-tips, bobby pin, and then I also have this, which I believe I got this from the dollar store or Walmart or something. It's just one of those weekly pill organizers, and I've just labeled them with what's in them. So allergy, Tums, ibuprofen, anti-nausea, so there you go. But this is something that I definitely recommend on a cruise because it can be quite expensive if you need to buy something in the little gift shop. And of course you'd rather always have it when you need it rather than, again, be in a situation where you wish you would have had something and you didn't bring it. So definitely recommend packing something like this. I think the weekly organizer is a really cheap and easy way to just organize some commonly used medicines or pills that you need. So that is my second, or oh my gosh, not second. That is another item that I recommend you bringing on your next cruise. I also pack a little tech organizer. So this one is a little bit bigger than the medicine one, but also something that I bring along on every trip, very handy. So it's got a power bank. I've actually got 3 power banks in there, which is like really excessive. I'll probably take one of those out. But it's got my cords, iPhone cord, Apple Watch cord. I also keep my AirPods in there. So this just has everything that you could need in terms of like electronics. But yeah, you definitely don't need probably 3 power banks. I'll probably take 1 or 2 of those out, but just a good thing to have on hand, just in case. And then I also have some wet ones in there and then another mask as well. Just, you know, they're small, easy to put places, but you'd rather always have an extra if you need it. So those are 2 little zippered bags that I recommend you pack and just keep packed for all your trips. It makes it a lot easier. Hey, I don't know what number we're on. I didn't really organize this by number. We're just gonna see how it goes. But the next item are water bottles. So I guess a discrepancy for this item is that if you have the drink package, just disregard this one if you want, because we don't really buy the drink packages because we can see that we can almost buy another cruise with how much the dang drink package costs. So we skip out on the drink package. We're not big drinkers anyways, but if you have the drink package, of course, you can just get a bottle of water, I believe, every time you get a drink. So that does not matter to you. But for those of us who skip out on the drink package, I recommend you bring some waters. So at least for Royal Caribbean, you can take on bottled water or bottled non-alcoholic beverages, I believe up to 12 in your carry-on. So in your backpack or whatever you're gonna hand hold on the ship, you can bring 12, like 17 ounces. And these are 16.9 ounces. So that's why I got like the Smart Waters. And I think we'll probably just bring 6 just because I don't want to bring like more than that. I feel like that would be really heavy to bring on, but at least this can like get us started or be a backup. They do have drinking water that's free on ships, but sometimes you just want a bottle of water. It's easy to take with you, and their bottles of water on the ship are so expensive. So I would just recommend bringing at least a few bottled waters for your family, just as a backup to keep in your cabin if anything. So that is another essential that I recommend you bring. Along with that, I guess a bonus is we are bringing 2 bottles of wine in our carry-ons as well. So again, Royal Caribbean, you can bring, I think it's like a bottle, an adult in a stateroom. I believe that's right. There's 2 of us, so we'll each be bringing a bottle of like wine or champagne to bring on. Because we're not getting the drink package. That's another little hack that we use, just so we can have some wine. I think you can even take it into the restaurant, but we typically just drink it in the cabin or like bring a glass with us somewhere. But that is another hack that I definitely recommend. If you're not getting a drink package and you're a wine drinker, definitely recommend doing that because that'll save you a ton of money. You can actually drink what you want, and yeah, so that is another essential that I recommend you bring. Something else that might be irrelevant for your cruise, I feel like they really depend nowadays, because I've seen some people say they don't do these at all anymore, but last year when we went on our cruise they did have them, so I don't know, I bring it just in case. But it's a highlighter. I like a good old-fashioned paper copy of a cruise compass or their little activity sheet that they put in your room, and then we can just like highlight what we want to do or things that are interesting to us, because if you've ever seen one of those, you're like overwhelmed when you look at that thing. So just having something that you can quickly mark off every night is kind of fun. So I'm going to be bringing our highlighter. I don't know if they're not going to have paper ones. Again, I've heard that some people or some cruises are not doing paper. I don't know, but I mean, what's the harm in bringing one highlighter? I don't think it'll put you over the edge. So I am bringing a highlighter. If you're into paper cruise compasses, definitely a good tip to bring as well. This one might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many times we've forgotten things like this. So just wanted to put it in there while I could. But we definitely recommend bringing some sunscreen with you in your bag. So sunscreen's super expensive on the ship and in port. I feel like it's expensive when you go and cruise somewhere and get off in a cruise port. Seems to be really expensive. And you might have like a weird selection to choose from. So I always recommend bringing a sunscreen. We love Sunbum. We're California natives and they are a California brand, but we love Sunbum. This is my husband's favorite face sunscreen. It's a face mist, so it's like a little spritzer, and it doesn't like irritate your skin, irritate your eyes. So this is definitely one that we'll be bringing, and it's easy to put in a beach bag and things like that. And then we just love Supergoop, and this is Bear Republic. They have different SPFs, but this one's a zinc mineral sunscreen. I don't know if this one has zinc in it, but they're both reef friendly, reef safe, which is also important if you are going to be in the ocean. Make sure your sunscreen is reef appropriate so you don't damage any marine life or, you know, kind of damage the water. And then for me, my favorite face, I do like this mist, but for my face, I do love Supergoop's Glow Screen. So this is really great. It's at like Ulta and Sephora. This lasts me a long time. Has a little bit of a, not a tint, but a kind of a sheen to it, so it looks good if you're not wearing any makeup and things like that. And then this is actually an old one because I think they've updated the packaging by now, but this is a little powder from Supergoop that has sunscreen in the powder. So this is great to bring and just like brush on your face to re-up your sunscreen, because you need to re-up pretty frequently, and that is what most people struggle with when getting sunburn, is they might have applied at one point but they did not reapply, and that is what gets you in trouble. And if you're in the water a lot, like, you know, you're gonna need to reapply more often. So definitely bring some sunscreen, whatever kind you choose, but just make sure that you have something to protect your skin with, because again, you don't want to be without that and have to pay like $40 for a bottle of sunscreen. So that is another tip to bring. I think this is my last one, but might be a no-brainer, but I would recommend bringing a beach bag or a day bag. I guess maybe if you're not going to the beach, you still might want just a bag to bring with you on port. So this is one of the ones I'm going to bring. My husband does bring, he might bring like a backpack. He also has like a belt bag. And then I'm also going to bring like just a tote bag that is a little bigger. But always nice to have a bag with you on port that's bigger than a purse, preferably something that zips just for security. That might be nice. Something that you don't mind getting sandy or wet. So definitely be sure to bring any type of day bag that you want to bring along, so you can pop your sunscreen, your sea pass card, things like that in it, and it's all cute and ready to go. All right, I feel like that's all that I have. I mean, besides clothes and shoes and everything like that, I feel like those are the things that we typically, you wouldn't think to pack unless you have been on cruises before and you know how it goes. But those are some things that I recommend bringing on your next cruise. A lot of them actually work just for trips in general, are great to bring. So you might just keep some of these tucked away in a little travel area of your house to just pull out when you're ready for another trip and take with you. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. I guess something else that I would recommend bringing that maybe new cruisers wouldn't know about are more formal nights on the ship. So again, speaking from Royal Caribbean, I think 7 nights, so like 6 nights and up, have at least 2 formal nights, or dress to impress, or whatever they're calling it now. But it is kind of a formal night. And my opinion, I know this is not maybe the popular opinion, but I think you should bring something to dress up with. I mean, of course, like most things go nowadays, you know, like as long as you're wearing, I think, pants and they're not denim, I don't think anyone's going to raise eyebrows at you, but I think it's nice to get a little dressed up on a vacation. Again, that could be just my personal preference, but I've seen a lot of videos kind of downplay it, and they're like, it's fine, just don't wear shorts, like you're fine. And again, I do think that's fine, but I would encourage you to dress up. It's kind of fun. Especially for people like my husband and I don't typically dress up for work and things like that. So it is fun to have an opportunity to get dressed up, take some photos, feel special. So definitely don't forget to bring something to wear for formal night or dress your best. Again, if it's not your thing to dress up, just opt out of that, definitely. But I would encourage those who have not been on a cruise to maybe try it out and be sure that you have something that you won't feel left out or like you missed the memo on, because that would feel really bad, to where you would be expecting to go to this formal dinner or the main dining room and then be turned away just to go to the Windjammer or whatever for dinner. So definitely recommend packing something that you can dress up for a nice formal night. It could be the same outfit both nights, who cares, you know, but that is definitely a tip that I would have, and we're excited to dress up on ours, so I hope that that is a fun part of your cruise as well. Anyways, that wraps it up. I hope that this video was helpful. Thank you for choosing my video to watch out of all the million cruise essential videos. I love them all too, so maybe you're watching a bunch of them in a row just to make a list of what to bring. But my name is Morgan. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna have a whole cruise packing video because I love doing pack and prep videos. So be sure to watch that as well if you wanna see what I actually brought for my cruise. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.